good. You wearing the specs?
I'm wearing the specs.
Love it.
Hopefully they don't shine off too. Alright. Hello and welcome to Bases Loaded. I'm Scott Ashley Smith along here with Michael Cezzino. We are going to run down division by division in Major League Baseball.
We are indeed.
And we're going to start off with the American League West.
Yes.
And we're going to be analyzing each team. And we're going to start off with the Seattle Mariners. Let's talk about the Seattle Mariners.
The Seattle Mariners are greatly improved over last year. They missed the playoffs by one game last year, led by Felix Hernandez and Robinson Cano. Those guys coming back, obviously perennial all-stars. You added Nelson Cruz. Ricky Weeks just recently added. The bullpens remain pretty much intact. So you pretty much have the same lineup with the best home run hitter coming to the team this year. They have a lot of depth. Ricky Weeks will be coming off the bench. So they are poised to make that final step.
And who would you say would be their toughest competition inside that division?
The toughest competition will be the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. You're going to have a healthier Albert Pujols. The pitching's still good, led behind Jeff Weaver. And, you know, with Mike Scioscia behind the helm, they're always in contention. And they've always given the Mariners fits. And I can foresee them continue to do so.
And Mike Scioscia really knows how to steer a ship.
He does. Indeed.
He's done good. This will be his 16th season with the club.
16 years, you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yep.
That's a little tie-in with Tony La Russa, who spent 16 years with the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's true.
We'll get to them in another episode.
We will indeed.
The Texas Rangers were so beaten up last year.
Yes.
So many injuries. They had issues even with Ron Washington, their manager, who had stepped down towards the end of the season. How do you see them recovering, or if they even do recover?
Well, a lot of that will depend on the health of Prince Fielder. If he comes back healthy, will be a big determination. If Yu Darvish can continue to remain an ace on the top of the rotation, and then you have players like Elvis Andrus at shortstop. You know, he's only been batting about 260 in the last couple of years. He really needs to do a better job, get on the bases. Prince Fielder needs to obviously stay in the lineup, bring guys like that in. The bullpen has some issues. You have Natali Feliz going to be back in the closer's role, where he probably should have been all along. That will give him a boost, but you have to get to him, and I don't know if their bullpen will get to him enough to make it much of a difference.
Now, with the Texas Rangers, with Elvis Andrus, not to be confused with Elvis Presley, but he has some really good hit moves out there when he makes his plays. So
yes,
pretty good and talented there. Plus, he's
very talented man.
Really good at singing.
That's right here.
The Astros.
The Astros.
This is a team that has this offseason has really loaded themselves up.
Yes,
they're really starting to. Okay, we rebuilt. Now we're gonna add some, veterans.
Yes.
AJ Hinch is their new manager. What do you see for the Houston Astros?
Well, I think the Astros can be vastly improved. I actually have them finished to probably be in the middle of the pack, probably around third place in the division. You have another year of George Springer, the hot rookie last year, hit 20 home runs. He's only going to get better in a full season. John Singleton, another rookie, who now being his second year at first base. You have Jose Altuve, probably the best hitter in the league last year, also steals a lot of bases. You have Evan Gattis coming over from Atlanta, who will be a really big power threat. And then probably one of the more underrated moves of the offseason was getting Luke Gregerson in the bullpen, and more than likely he will be their closer. The starting pitching is above average, no true aces, but when you blend that offense with that pitching and the back end of the bullpen, you're going to see a greatly improved Astros team.
Yeah, I really see the Astros as vastly improved over last season.
Definitely.
Pat Neshek being added to the bullpen, I think, gives them, bridges that get them to the closing role.
Yes.
A team that seems to be going another direction, Oakland Athletics.
The Oakland Athletics, usually always a contender. In fact, last year had the best record in the league for a good majority of the season. This year just made some moves that I don't think will add up to success this year. Trading away Josh Donaldson to the Toronto Blue Jays was a big hit, one of the top players in the league. They did get Brett Lawrie back, but Brett Lawrie has yet to live up to his potential, so it's not for sure how that's going to work out. You lost Jeff Samardzija, so now your pitching's in question. Typically, the A's always have a new young up-and-comer pitcher coming up. That is not the case this year. The offense really, no stars, no pop, not much speed. I'm honestly really not sure how they're going to win a lot of games this year.
So, Mariners seem to be the team that I believe has taken the most impressive improvements overall. I think the Angels have pretty much stayed...
They've stayed about the same.
Stayed about the same. I think they actually got kind of lucky beating up on some teams last year that hit some snags.
With the injuries and whatnot.
Injuries of the Texas Rangers, Astros not being that great of a team.
They were very young last year. Yeah.
And then, of course, with the Angels split, where the A's in the first half were really good.
Yep.
Angels were really good. The second half, both were pretty mediocre in their opposite ends of the seasons, and the Mariners stayed pretty steady.
They're the most consistent team in the league. And the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
That's our in-depth look on the American League West. Anything else you'd like to add?
Just a lot of good young players in this league. And now the Astros AAA affiliate will be local here in Fresno. So you're going to see a lot of those young players up close and personal.
All right. So that's our in-depth look on the American League West. I'm Scott Ashley Smith.
I'm Michael Cezino.
You've been watching Bases Loaded here from SAS Studios.